Hi, what's up? Welcome to this new Crystal of Atlan video. The game just came out and I basically played all day on stream. So I'm now going to present to you guys the game and answer the infamous question that I kept being asked. Is the game good and should you play it? So first of all, Crystal of Atlan is a free MMORPG game available on PC, PS5 and mobile. The link to download the game will be in the description down below. Make sure you go through the right link depending on your region to maximize your ping and not have any problems while playing. Of course, the game has everything a regular MMO has to offer. Storyline quests, dailies, weeklies, PvP, co-op, guild bosses, dungeons that you can clear either alone or with friends. And honestly, there's also a ton of events and upcoming events that are great. You can play up to 11 different classes, each offering a different gameplay. We have for now 5 main classes, with each main classes having 2 or 3 subclasses. New main classes are also scheduled to be released later down the line, but also new subclasses. On your account, you will be able to make up to 6 characters as you progress through the game, and more later down the line as you level up. You may be wondering, why would I make different characters? Well, first of all, obviously to try new things. I'm personally gonna make a character with each class, because obviously I'm a content creator, so I need to be making content with each class, but also just for the sake of it and to be able to try them all out. So obviously first, it just kind of varies the gameplay and it makes it less boring. But the main thing obviously is that you can share gears and items between your different characters. So you can have a main character that you want to like focus on, and then have 5 alt characters that you play to feed into your main character, right? And obviously by doing that, you will greatly speed up your progression and your amount of farm that you can do. Now onto the energy system. Each character will have a fixed amount of stamina you can use daily. Your character energy is not shared between your different characters, so once you're done with one, you can play the other one, and then the other one, and then the other one. On top of that, you will have account stamina, and that account stamina is shared across all characters. This account stamina, I obviously advise you to use it mainly on your main character to even progress further and speed up your progress once again. And once you're done with all that, you can get more energy by using replenishments that are available in the shop, obviously, but also available through certain events and rewards. And obviously, as I talked about the shop, obviously there is a gacha / pay-to-win aspect to the game, and here's what we have so far. No gacha for characters, obviously they're all available and playable for free. What you will have to summon for are those 2 things. Pets, first of all, which have different stats and also different skills that you can use in your battles. Pets are not available in PvP as PvP is fully equalized, so only PvE is impacted by the pay-to-win aspects of this game. The second thing you can summon on are costumes, and costumes are basically the main thing you want to focus on because they will greatly improve your stats. Each costume will improve your stats and obviously give you the advantage on the others. This is only for PvE, so being a pay-to-win player will only ever give you an edge on PvE. The devs ensured to make PvP equalized, so it would be a skill-based game mode rather than a who's got the bigger wallet game mode. On top of that, PvP doesn't require any energy, and on top of that is by far the funniest part of this game. You can either do solo PvP or engage in 3v3 PvP with your mates. The whole point of doing PvP, first of all, is for fame, right? Climbing the rankings, but also to get great rewards throughout the grind. Obviously, just like any good MMO, we have a storage system, which is by far one of the best I've ever seen. So the storage system is divided into personal storage and account storage, right? The personal storage, only the current character's items can be stored here. Whereas the account storage, items from all characters of your account can be stored here. And with this, you can basically store gear and items into the account storage to transfer them between characters. Though there is an important thing to note, there is a cooldown for storing gear inside the storage to avoid putting high tier gear into your lower tier characters and basically just smurf through the game. And also, epic gear require a special item to be transferred called a transfer stone. And if you ever run out of space, you can also buy expansion boxes to expand your space. And speaking of gear, you have 3 ways of getting them. So the first way of getting it is dungeon combat, right? So either it's in the Abyss, the Void Realm, or just daily events. You have a chance to get gear from there. You can also get them through various special events. And lastly, you can obviously craft those gear. And there's usually 2 ways to craft your gear. First of all, you can use crafting materials at Glen. or you can directly combine gear by using epic shards. I'll make sure to make a whole vid for the gear system because I think there's a lot of things to say and I don't want to make this vid too big and too much like into specifics. In terms of content available for now, we have the adventure dungeons. As I said, it's just the story. You have 2 difficulties, story and elite, and you'll be unlocking them gradually with your progress through the main quest. You have the Abyss dungeons that you get after completing each chapter. And finally, you have the Abyssal Purgatory, which you will unlock at the very end of the story. Then we have 2 types of dungeons. First of all, the Void dungeons, where you'll be able to get nullification points by obtaining materials and gear via the Void dungeons. Those nullification points will be helpful for the co-op dungeons. For the Void dungeons, there's 4 difficulties: Rim, Raven, Valley, and Nest, each giving you different crafting materials. For the team dungeons, like I said, there's 4 difficulties: Solo, Story, Elite, and Legendary. The co-op dungeons will drop epic gear, dungeon co-op gear crafting materials, insignias, golds, and other rare materials. But the rule with this dungeon is that if you don't have a certain nullification threshold, the co-op dungeons will have a debuff and you will not be able to get rewards upon completion. Then you have daily and weekly events. For the daily events, you have the tempered trials to get more golds every day. Golds are really important in this game as you need them for basically everything. And for the permanent events, you also have the Golden Fleece to get more gold, Abyss tickets and circuits, the Lost Scrolls to get tickets, spare parts, and insignias, the Joint Siege to get even more gold, and then finally the Spirit Frenzy to get sky points, gold, Vanguard artifact boxes, and other progression materials. Make sure you log in daily and use your stamina. This is really important for your progression, especially early on in the game where everyone is at the same level. So to wrap this up, my final take on the game is that you'd be honestly wrong not to try it out. It's honestly by far the best game that came out recently, and if you play solo leveling Arise just like me, having Crystal of Atlan on the side as a side game is more than welcome to deal with the lack of content on solo leveling. I'm honestly super hyped to play the game more and see what it has to offer. I will obviously keep doing content on both SLA and Crystal of Atlan from now on, and obviously I'll try to provide you guys with cool guides, PvP showcases, optimization tips, and whatnot. I will try to do my best to help you guys grow on the game as I grow as well. If you decide to give it a try, the server I'm in is EU Wade 1, so if you join that server, make sure you add me in-game. My in-game name right now is Gohack with 2 A's, because hack was seen as an offensive word by the game, so I couldn't call myself Gohack like I usually do. It's kinda sad, but man, it is what it is. If you guys enjoyed this vid, as always, make sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me grow, and obviously it would help me get started into this new journey. Like I said earlier in the vid, I'm going to try to make guides for gear and optimization early on in the game so you guys can have the best start possible. I'm also going to release a PvP tier list for those who really want to focus on this. Also, let me know what type of content would you like to see on this game. I'll make sure to read every one of your comments and pick whatever sounds good. Once again, subscribe to not miss any content. I'll see you guys in my next one. See ya.